Walmart.
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 All right, cool.
Walmart.
All right, I'm ready whenever y'all are.
Anybody ready? Anybody ready? Thank you. I'm ready.
We ready, fellas?
I feel good.
Bet. Y'all know what week it is? It's Texas Hate Week. Ain't much to say, but I'm Kylan Lacaze,
I'm Colby Routh.
I'm Spencer May.
and we got a good pod for y'all today. We haven't podcasted in what, like
A week.
a
A
week?
whole week.
Feels like forever.
Forever.
That is weird. It actually
That's
does
what I'm
feel
saying,
like
dude.
a feels like a long time. When we were like, yeah, we haven't gone over the upsets yet. I was like,
But the upsets happen like.
it's Saturday. I was like, normally we podcast Sunday. That was weird. Yeah, it's been a while.
But we got a lot of upsets.
Yep.
College football's crazy. We thought it was gonna be a boring week last week,
Mhm.
and boy, were we wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And well, Spencer,
Actually, yeah. Spencer, yeah.
you said something like when the slate is boring.
When the slate is boring, there is always upsets.
Yeah, that's
Happens once a year or so.
Mm-hmm.
We get like a boring slate, and everyone's like, "All right, let's play in the barbecue this weekend," and then there it goes.
Vandy beats Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Vandy
happens.
beats.
Yep, you have to emergency turn the TV on
I-
because you're like, "Oh, I wasn't
Where's the
even
remote?
watching."
That's
Where's the
so-
remote?
Yeah,
Dude, that's so real.
yeah.
Oh,
You're just hanging out, doing whatever, and you're like, you check your
check
phone
Twitter.
just to score. You're like, oh,
Everybody turn the TV on.
Turn the TV
yeah, yeah. So that basically went down.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we got to open with the upsets. I mean,
got to.
it was
Dude.
just that kind of a weekend.
Dude, that literally happened to me. I was on my phone, or I was at the cabin,
Mm-hmm.
and I was getting a massage, and
Y'all got massages.
yeah, I booked a massage company to come to the cabin and do in-house massages. It was a lot of money, but it was worth it. So, Servant Hands Massage
Rolling
Company.
in the dough.
You
Bro,
guys
so
are
much
awesome.
money.
in the
No,
dough.
I'm actually in shambles. I am now. But at that point in time, I was in shambles financially. But anyways, get massages at Servant Hands. They're really good. But yeah, so we get a massage, and I like get done, and I pull out my phone. I'm like, oh my god, Vanderbilt's up right now. So, and then that's you turn it on. And
Bro, I'm
craziness
still stuck
ensues.
on you getting a massage, bro.
Bro, I think Colby's secretly like a millionaire right
Bro,
now.
that's what I'm saying. Bro, I mean, Bro's
No.
always taking calls.
Dude,
I don't know
maybe
what
he's just
Bro's up
got.
to,
Maybe
bro.
he's just a millionaire, bro.
That's
we don't know
facts.
about.
We don't know.
I've never even thought about ordering a massage to come to my house, bro.
I've never even got a massage.
I've never gotten a massage.
I've never even had a massage.
Never gotten a massage. I walk by him on vacation. It says $200, and I'm like, I can't afford that.
Do that, bro. I got $2. I got $20.
$2.
Who
Oh,
knows?
dude, that's funny, bro. But
All right.
I mean, let's
Well, I got a list of
Hey, maybe
some
soon
results
steps.
from last weekend that we can go over, and I think we have to start with the best one that probably has happened in years and years and years.
Yeah.
Bama goes to Nashville and loses.
go.
And what's awesome is Nick Saban said in an interview
Yeah.
that Nashville was the easiest place to play in the SEC.
Vanderbilt.
Not to mention the stadium was like 70%
Yeah.
Bama fans. When they showed the stadium, it was all red, and there was like a little section. It was like a visitor section for Vanderbilt.
Going crazy.
It was
Yeah, well,
crazy.
apparently, what I've heard is like when they go and play Vandy, because they've been doing that for a while.
Yeah.
What Bama fans do is they treat it like, oh, this is like a weekend in Nashville.
Yeah.
All the Bama students treat it like a date party, like, oh, let's go up to Nashville, have some fun in Nashville, because it's like a 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Bama fans were coming into this weekend thinking, we just beat Georgia, let's go have a fun weekend in Nashville,
Yeah.
take a break, and then we'll be back. And they lost. What
Diego
a crazy
Pavia,
game.
baby.
Diego Pavia,
You're a dog.
what a dog.
He's a dog.
Dude.
That was hilarious.
His post-game interview was just awesome.
Vandy, we turn.
Yeah.
With
Praise
some
God. I give all the glory to God. Vandy, we
Other... I was like, oh, okay.
What that
Hey, but
reminds
you know
me
what?
of is the pregame locker room.
That's facts.
When they let these players come up and give their speech,
And then they pray.
and they'll be like, I want to see the light turn out of their eyes. And they'll go up and say, I want you to hit him every game. Knock him out. Knock him out. And then right after the player speeches,
Bow your head.
BV comes up. Everybody bow your heads. And they say the Lord's Prayer. They say, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. And it's so funny. Just like the transition from literally like just
Madness.
cuss words to
Cuss words.
Our Father who art in
That's-
heaven. But anyways, super crazy game. What
Dude.
I thought was super fascinating about it is that when crunch time came to crunch time, because it was a very close game.
Yeah.
Jalen Milroe, Ryan Williams, and staff, Kendrick Law, all those guys were dogs.
Yeah.
They were driving down the field, scoring, doing exactly what they needed to do. Defense comes out. They didn't need to really get even a stop. It was more like you just have to not allow them to get first down after first down after first down and stay in bounds. Every time.
First down,
stay in bounds. First down, stay in bounds. And it was always off these options. Diego Pavia would just pitch it or keep it,
Yep.
and they just could not read it whatsoever. The Alabama defense just sold.
Yeah.
Sold. That was crazy to watch.
His Diego Pavia's legs were like a huge factor too. There was that last drive
Yeah.
in crunch time, he had a huge like 10 or 12 yard run, and it was a design run.
Yeah.
It was like a
like
fake
draw or
pitch or
something.
like
QB
draw.
draw or
I don't even
something,
remember, but yeah, their defense fell apart,
Yeah.
and specifically one player in particular,
Yeah.
Mr. Crash
Malachi
Out.
Moore.
Mr. Crash Out.
Dude, I remember watching that, and I was like, this rascal is losing his
He
damn
lost his
mind. Like, I have never seen. Listen, I've crashed out before. As an athlete, I've crashed on the field. I have never had a crash out that sustained. He crashed out for like 2 minutes straight. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, I'm pissed, I'm throwing my mouthpiece. It was like, I'm throwing my mouthpiece, I'm doing this for 10 seconds, I'm going up to the referees, boink, kick the football. Like, and then he kept going. And then his coach tried to sub him out, and he didn't come off the field. And so the player that ran out had to turn around and run back off. That was the most insane outburst episode I've ever seen a player have, especially, and I didn't know this, he was a captain on the team.
5th year.
Like, that is just embarrassing. And surely, I mean, I'm sure he feels embarrassed after the heat of the moment. He sat down and was like, what was I doing? I look like a rugrat out there. But, I mean, it's still just like crazy that he even let himself get there. Like, I can understand being pissed off and losing, but like that long of a crash out is just, it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
I think the big thing, like, because I was watching it and I was like, okay, because like that happens. Like people,
Yeah, and
I was like,
I
okay,
understand
like
that.
you're trying to tell, because I mean these are probably younger guys in the secondary. Like you're trying to you're about to lose this game. You've been in the Saban era. Some of these are probably like freshmen that they didn't experience Nick Saban. So
Or
transfers.
transfers.
Or like transfers.
Yeah.
So the standard, like we don't lose to Vandy. So I was like, all right, cool. And then I remember I like looked at my phone and I looked back up and like you said, he was still going. And then I saw him take his mouthpiece out. I mean, through a bomb. Honestly, it was probably like 30 yards. Piece of rubber just. And then I saw him walk up to the ball, and I was like, "Oh, he's about to go get on the D lineman."
Yeah.
He looked at the ref, looked at the ball, looked at the ref again, blink, kicked the ball, and then the ref pulls out the flag before he was like,
Yeah.
and I was like,
He's going on himself.
My thing is, I just think that right there, and nothing against Kylan DeBoer, but I just think that is such that's the difference. Because Nick Saban probably would have walked out there himself.
Yeah.
Picked him up by his head, and he would have probably cut him, honestly.
Yeah.
And I watched this interview, I think it was a destroying video, and it was like him getting a Bama facility tour, and he sat down with like Jalen Milroe, and he was like, man, what's the difference between like Coach DeBoer and Coach Saban? And he's like, in the meetings, when you see Coach Saban coming, dude, it was like, you remember at Murray when Coach B would pull up in that little truck and everybody would be like, all right, he's coming. And we would just sit down.
That little Ford Ranger. I don't know how the thing carried him. That little truck. I don't know how it got him around.
But that's like what he was like. He was like, I got silent. When you see Coach Saban's coming around that corner, everybody stops.
Yeah.
But now he's like, man, we bumping music in here. Coach DeBoer coming here dancing. And I was like, I mean, like, however you want to coach.
Yeah, that's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying.
but
Yeah.
the most like flashy coach in the country is Dion, and he doesn't even do like his meetings are like as soon as I walk in here, like y'all, good morning,
Yeah.
how y'all doing? Good, how you doing, sir? Like it's like real like military.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That defense is very non-scary, and I feel a lot better about our chances because I mean I think Michael Hawkins is a little. I think he's probably not as experienced as Diego, but I think he's more athletic and probably will be a better quarterback than him. And if Diego can do it, I think the Sooners can probably do
Vanderbilt's O-line.
Exactly. I mean,
with Vanderbilt's receivers, with Vanderbilt's running backs.
That's what I think is interesting.
Yeah.
You know, big people in media are saying Bama looks like a Oklahoma Lincoln Riley team.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
And I agree because if you look at Oklahoma Lincoln Riley teams, what do? They beat these massive teams because they win in shootouts when they are locked in, and then they lose to terrible teams because their offense can't just keep up every single week. They can't win every week. And so I think this is so fascinating because we're almost seeing Lincoln Riley versus BV right here. Okay. We're almost seeing like old OU versus new OU. That's what's going to go down when we play them. So I think that's going to be super fascinating. And just like y'all said, if Vanderbilt's O-line can take it, surely we can take it.
Yeah.
And if Diego Pavia can do it, Michael Hawkins got better legs and a better arm.
Yeah.
And probably just a better player.
Yeah.
Like he's higher ranked.
And our backup receivers are better than Vandy's starting receivers. So I think there could be something brewing there. And we get the home environment. It'll just be a big game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very optimistic now with that little upset. I think that we could do something with Alabama. However, it's like, I'm very confident we can start maybe scoring them. But, man, that defense, or not that offense, is crazy.
It's so good.
Crazy.
We're literally just going to have to, contain Jalen Milroe because if he throws the ball,
Ryan
Williams is going, he's going to get his. That's just kind of how it is. It's just one of those things where unless we have literally, Ryan Williams might get his against Travis Hunter. He might get – he's just good.
Yeah.
And, I'm not going to be like, Kanai, what are you doing?
No, you can't blame anybody.
Now, I'm going to blame you if you get toasted by the main receivers, because that should never happen. But Ryan Williams put up 100 and almost 200 yards against Georgia.
Well, dude, even Kendrick Law, so fast, so fast. You can't just blame our DBs for that. But yeah, if I'm BV, I'm thinking, how do we get to Milroe? Because that's what we've been doing. Is getting to the quarterback.
Yeah.
So, man, if we can get to Milroe and then also put up some touchdowns, we'll have a chance on Bama. That was the most fascinating game for OU last weekend because it was like, whoa.
It's impactful.
Did we just get a win back?
Yeah.
Because just like we were saying last pod, we were saying Texas and Alabama are almost written off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, okay, Bama's not written off.
Yeah.
Bama's not written off.
They've given up 74 points in the last 2 games. Which is something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
74 points in the last 2 weeks.
So next up,
dude,
was the next big game, not probably 2 hours west in Fayetteville. Tennessee goes to Fayetteville and loses to Arkansas. Strangest game I've ever seen.
Dude, this one, if anything, makes me more sad
Mm-hmm.
than it does
Literally
happy.
sad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
very unfortunate.
It just makes me, it makes me more upset.
Yeah, I think the narrative here for OU fans is, man, Michael Hawkins.
Yep.
Man. What would have happened? What would have happened if we had put in Michael Hawkins? What would have happened if we just came out on our best instead of coming out slow with mistakes on offense? Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And I mean, it's just what really sucks is that people are, and I haven't understood. When we played Tennessee, I said, okay, they're all right. But it was never we're just so toast and outmatched.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even though, Jackson Arnold literally played, but I'm not going to beat a dead horse. We all know how bad he played. But still, it was they're not even that good. I didn't feel even though he played so bad, I was they still only put up 25.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't think Tennessee was that
and they're
impressive.
the number one scoring offense and number one scoring. And I'm just, Nico, the most impressive thing I saw him do during that game was when he was warming up and he was throwing the ball 60 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, wow, he's throwing that ball far.
That's facts. I really was not impressed by them.
I will be the devil's advocate here and say we were down 3-22, and I was watching the game and I was we're getting our butts whooped. Like I was like, my mindset is that we got whooped that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like we didn't look like we were on the same playing field. At least when the offense went out there,
Yeah.
we looked, and even Michael Hawkins did make it look better, but it still was like we're getting whooped out here the whole game, and especially like even defense, it was like they weren't scoring much, but when they wanted to score fast, they were scoring very fast.
Yeah.
And then they slowed the game down in the second half, and it just kind of seemed like a little slower. But I think Tennessee looked really good. But what's fascinating to me is like if we just didn't make those mistakes, they wouldn't have slowed the game down in the second half. And then it's like, can we keep up? And I think maybe we put up. How many points did we put up in the second half? Like 12 points because we missed both 2 points. But, yeah, we put up 2 touchdowns in the second half. If we had put up 2 in the first, maybe we're in that conversation of being with them. So
I also think that, I mean, the defense is also going to play a lot better when you're not
Mhm.
you get off the
Oh, for
field
sure.
and then in
Yeah.
literally 12 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, put your helmet back on because Jackson
Mhm.
Arnold just threw it 50 yards behind him.
Yeah.
So
no,
everybody
literally,
get
they go get a fumble.
Yeah.
And
Like,
then
"Hey,
we're like,
let's go."
hey, all right,
They're
let's go
probably
sit on the
still
sideline.
celebrating.
Let's go sit on the sideline. And then, all right, we're back up. So, like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What would have happened in that game? I don't know.
World may never know.
I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. Because it's like, I
Dude,
don't know.
What I'm going to be afraid of, though, is say we magically finish the season 9-3, okay? Or 10-2 even.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like 1 or 2 spots out of the playoff.
Yeah.
And all we can think about is if only we started Michael for the Tennessee game.
Mm-hmm.
That would be Spain.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of Spain.
Yeah, I think if we're 9-3, I think that's the exact scenario that happens.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
I think that would
100%.
be. I think we are missing the playoff if we go 9-3, because
Yeah.
our schedule is starting to look slimmer
Yeah.
than it did at the beginning of the season. Like at the beginning of the season, we're like 9-3 makes the playoffs because we saw just dog after dog after dog, like amazing teams. Now it's like, okay, what does a win at Missouri really mean to the college football playoff? What does a win at Auburn really mean compared to what we thought at the beginning of the year?
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Speaking of Missouri,
speaking of Missouri,
They're buns.
they're
Dude,
super buns.
Dude, they're so
Missouri
buns.
is-
They've been fraudulent forever.
what did they show to be the 9th ranked team in the country
Beat
coming this
Ohio
weekend?
State.
They beat Ohio State.
Guys, they beat
With
Ohio
nobody.
When all the
State.
guys
They
all
beat Ohio
sat out. That's
State.
I never understood the hype behind Missouri. They're garbage.
It was
They just
definitely
got
strange. But what Missouri did have going for them is they had a very easy SEC schedule,
Yeah.
which means that they had the cakest of walks to the SEC championship game.
Mhm.
And they were actually a very heavy favorite to be in the SEC championship game, not because they're a top 2 team in the SEC, but because they had such an easy walk to it.
Yeah.
And now they have absolutely spoiled that cakewalk.
Yeah.
And it really actually is very nice for every other team in the SEC, because it's like when you watch Missouri lose to A&M, you're like, whew,
Yeah.
I can breathe. I can get a chance
Yeah.
into that SEC championship game, because that SEC championship game, both teams that are in it are in the playoff.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it is.
Yeah.
And so that is a royalty spot to be in. And so teams like Bama and Tennessee and Georgia, who already have losses, who are like, okay, we have to be perfect to make the SEC championship game, because there's going to be one loss team like Ole Miss or Texas, and then there's going to be Missouri, because
Yeah.
they're going to have maybe no losses or one loss in the SEC. And now it's like, okay, we don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
And
Missouri does.
Missouri does.
Missouri does.
I don't think Missouri, yeah. So that's exciting for us.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, who knows if we're making it to that conversation.
Yeah.
But it's exciting for a lot of teams, and it has massive playoff implications, because now Missouri,
Mhm.
I mean, they're not even in the playoff conversation unless they go undefeated the rest of the year.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what they'd have to
Literally,
do,
they have to
Mhm.
do
is
that.
go undefeated
Yeah.
the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at least the regular season for
Yeah.
sure.
You take a 10-2 Oklahoma over a 11-1 or a 10-2 Missouri.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. Or even, I would argue, even an 11-1 Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how
Maybe.
Texas A&M
Depends on
plays.
how.
Well, the problem
yeah,
with 11-1 Missouri is that they make the SEC championship game in
Yeah.
that scenario,
Yeah.
which is like,
which is buns.
yeah,
So-
it sucks, but then they'd probably have an extra loss. So I don't know. Yeah, a lot of, but it's like, could you possibly exclude an SEC championship game team. Like,
Team,
I
you can't, yeah.
I have no idea how that would ever happen.
Yeah, you can't.
Did y'all see
Yeah.
the Theo Weiss got that blanket?
Yeah.
My thing
That's hilarious.
is that the coach or
The play.
Tim Elko was like, you should probably ask Eli. So
Uh-huh.
I think Eli's just corny self put that blanket
Oh, that's actually smart.
in Theo Weiss's room, because how
Oh.
would a Texas A&M player get into his exact room
Yeah,
and
no
leave
way.
this blanket?
Oh, that's fact.
No, that's fact. Because now I'm thinking about it, that makes
doesn't
no
make
sense.
It makes zero
Yeah.
sense.
You're telling me they got into another person's hotel room?
And
There's
he
no
made
way.
you a gift wrapped with a personal letter signed, whatever blanket, whatever his name, his nickname is Blanket or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, if Eli Drinkwitz actually, that is so
Well,
corny.
it has to be somebody in the team.
It has
because
to
nobody
be.
else would have access to his room.
Yeah.
Like, did he send it to the
Unless-
hotel?
Yeah, unless he got sent to the hotel.
Even then.
But I just don't think that they would just let that happen.
And then Theo wore it to the game like, oh, I'm so tough, and had
Yeah.
probably less than 10 yards.
He's buns.
I have a disliking for Theo Weiss because
I get transferring, but don't clown like a fan base that never, like, didn't do you wrong.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, you also we're not good here.
exactly. If Spencer Rattler would have tried to, like, shame, like, just clown us, understood, he got booed.
He got booed.
Like, he got booed, I would be like, man, I hate y'all. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Man, I hate y'all.
But, like, Theo Weiss, we were like, all right, bro, come on. And then he was just not good.
Yeah.
He didn't
His
get a lot of
fault.
opportunity. I mean, he got some, but, like, it wasn't a lot because our receiver room was juiced.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still, that whole Missouri team is just absolute carnival.
Yeah. I think we can all agree that
Circus.
Missouri sucks.
There it is, that's the
and
word.
we hate Missouri
Yeah.
dude.
in this house. And I hope if I could win one game the rest of the year, not Texas.
Okay, there you go.
I'm picking Missouri because I can't lose that game. The thing is, do I want to beat Missouri the most? No, I'd rather beat Bama. But do I want to lose to Missouri the least?
yes.
Yes. I cannot stand losing. That would be a very painful
They're
loss.
like literally
Yeah.
OSU, bro. They're the
Yeah.
new OSU.
I hate him.
Real quick aside. Speaking of Spencer Rattler,
Bro, it might be
Derek
shorty.
Carr.
Yeah.
Derek Carr got injured. No, sorry, Derek Carr.
Why'd you do this?
Derek Carr?
Like he
Derek Carr got
planned
injured.
it.
But I'm just saying, like
plot that?
things are cooking up.
Yeah.
And
First
guess
Baker.
who he's playing this weekend?
Bucks.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We could see Baker Mayfield versus Spencer
Spencer
Rattler.
That's
Would anybody have
crazy.
expected that a few years ago when he transferred out of here?
No shit.
I don't think people expected him to be in the NFL.
I didn't.
Bro's
So
gonna be selling
he
cars.
might start a game versus Baker Mayfield and the Bucks. And
That's
it's
so
also,
crazy.
if you look back 3 years ago when that whole thing happened, I would have said in 3 years Baker Mayfield might not even be on a team,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler's career will be over.
Yeah.
I could have said both of them. Their career might be over.
Selling
And
cars.
Spencer Rattler's for sure.
Yeah.
And look at him now. They might be starting games against each other. That's awesome. I like to see that actually.
Yeah, that's
Up next, real quick, I just wanted to talk about. We both picked South Carolina, and you picked Ole Miss in a close game. Ole Miss wins, and they didn't even make it close.
Yeah.
On the road,
Yeah.
and I think it's like
That was impressive.
that was a very impressive
impressive.
win. It's not like
Yeah.
some super
Yeah.
upset, like everybody's talking about it,
Yeah.
but when we're in terms of OU.
Yeah.
Right, this is a big game that we
Yeah.
just saw because it's like, holy crap,
They
that
played
team
both
is
those
really
teams.
good.
Yeah.
Ole Miss looked really good. There's only 2 undefeateds in the SEC. It's Ole Miss and Texas. We're about to play them
Ole
both.
Miss can't be undefeated. They lost to Kentucky.
They're 3-1.
Ole Miss lost to Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot, I did not even
Remember
know
that?
Auburn
Never
wins?
mind. My entire conversation
At
is
home.
gone now.
Yeah, at home.
My entire conversation is gone.
Yeah.
Well, never mind.
Ole Miss was that was really impressive. Good win for them. I
Yeah,
don't.
Dylan Stewart doesn't put 55 shots into Jackson Dart when he literally said that. Right.
Why is that like? Why is that becoming so popular as a celebration? Like I get it, like it's tough, but like it's been called a penalty by so many teams. Like come up with something different.
That right
Just-
there was outrageous.
He literally pulled out a spat with a Ricky
With a
Spanicki attachment and
The
made
switch,
him
man.
Swiss cheese. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
like that one, and then they got the one where they pull their shirt up to show like, oh, you're strapped.
yeah,
That one's kind of. I think that one's kind of
that
tough.
one's tough.
I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here and think I think all of those are tough.
No,
bro.
no, they
I think
are.
no, they're
so
hard. That's the
tough.
thing.
But it's just-
they're hard.
Dylan,
But-
that was ridiculous. I mean,
He literally pulled out the spat and made him Swiss cheese.
My thing is though, if you're gonna do something that outrageous, you better be up
Yes,
20,
they were
down
30
like
points.
30.
Yeah.
You're down 30 doing that to like you are a goober.
Yeah.
Because you're just gonna get clowned after the game.
Yeah, you can't make anybody. Swiss
If I'm
cheese
Jackson Dart,
when you're down.
I'm gonna go jubilation on him after the game. I'm gonna go Fortnite emote on him, something white because and so
Something
yeah,
wild.
absolutely.
That was just ridiculous. But
Yeah,
I picked Ole Miss. I just really thought like that Kentucky game. Ole Miss is too talented on paper to suck.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Like it's really hard to have that much talent, little to no injuries, and suck. So like in South Carolina, I mean, like I've never been there. You said it's a hard environment to play in.
Yeah.
But it's just like teams like that are like they've just done that before. Like it's
Yeah.
not for us. It'll be like, we don't know.
Yeah.
But SEC teams, that's just like okay, it'd be like us going
Yeah.
to play at Iowa State last
Yeah.
year. Like it's like we've been
you make
here
a
at Kansas
really
State.
you make a really good point there of the environment.
Yeah, like
Because
it's
like that's normal for
normal.
them.
It's
They
what
played
they-
at
yeah,
LSU last
exactly.
year. They played at Bama. Like those environments are normal for them.
that
for
environments
SEC teams,
really
so-
only apply to us in
Yeah.
Texas for
Yeah.
this first year, maybe
Yeah.
first 2 years. But after that, like it'll be
It'll
like
be
oh,
normal.
we've been
Yeah.
to Baton Rouge.
That's a
been to
really good point.
Whatever.
I didn't think about that. Because when we think of like environments, we're like, oh, that's a big impact on us. Which
We think of Baylor.
we
Yeah.
think of, but it's like
Which-
we think in terms of like LSU, it's going to be the
Yeah.
environment. Auburn, it's going to be the environment. And now it's like, it makes you wonder: do the other teams feel that kind of pressure? I don't.
I mean,
I
look
don't
at
think
Tennessee.
they
Like
do.
we were like, this is the loudest that stadium has been. Like when we during the Tennessee game, we were like, this
Oh,
stadium
yeah.
is jumping. They didn't care.
Yeah.
Nico was like, okay, cool. I mean, they didn't play whatever, but it wasn't like, hey. Like,
Yeah,
It was literally just like, all right,
yeah,
hut, and it was just butter.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think environments get to anybody except for people that never played in it before.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I mean,
yeah.
still a very impressive win by Ole Miss.
Yeah, good for them.
South Carolina is kind of one of those. I think they're going to be. It's not necessarily a trap game, but it's kind of one of those games. It's like we're just not going to walk in here and just roll them over because
No,
for sure,
no,
they're
yeah.
going to be like, we can beat them.
That's another game I've said from the beginning of the year that I was
Yeah.
nervous about was Carolina. I've said my biggest two ones that were like
Yeah,
non-typical, I guess, big games was Auburn and South Carolina.
yeah,
South Carolina is not going to be just like a cakewalk. Like Carolina's a good team. They've had good games
Yeah.
against. They almost beat LSU
Yeah.
at home. They barely lost. They could have beat Ole Miss. I mean, Ole Miss beat them in pretty good fashion, but they were in it for a while. Carolina's not a bad looking team.
I
Their
think
record, I think their record makes them look a lot worse
Yeah.
than their potential.
yeah.
They're
That makes
way
sense.
more dangerous if we beat Texas. Because if we beat
Yeah.
Texas, that's when we're gonna go on our
Did we talk about that last
our
week?
honeymoon.
I thought we did. Because how we
Yeah, we did.
did we talk about that?
Yeah,
Because
we were like,
I remember we brought that up of
basically
like
how if we win a big game the next week, we always lose.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was something.
I
like
think
that.
we've talked about that many
Multiple
times.
times. It's literally the
Many
formula.
times.
It is the secret
Yeah.
Krabby Patty formula.
I do agree with that though. If we beat Texas,
All
they're
right,
more
let's
dangerous.
we'll run through these non-SEC ones real quick.
Yeah.
First off, we got to talk about USC. USC just lost to Minnesota, which is just crazy. When you leave Oklahoma to go to a different school that you think is better, and then you go to Minnesota and lose,
It's not cold.
crazy.
Wasn't even
So
cold.
he
And it's
now-
not cold.
It wasn't even cold.
Yeah.
No.
They're about to be cooked.
Yes.
When it starts snowing.
Oh. Well, they got Penn State on their schedule. They got this week. I think they play Penn State this week.
Yeah.
We're going to predict that game.
Yeah.
USC, that's just crazy. Just crazy.
Yeah.
USC fans are crashing out about Lincoln.
And
Riley
I would
now,
too.
right?
Because, well, if I'm a USC fan, I'm freaking out. Not just like mad at Lincoln Riley, but I'm freaking out because this whole thing's not working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Pay bro millions.
like it's not working.
Yeah.
It's
10
not
mil a
working.
year.
It's really
Or
like
more. Some change.
yeah. Very interesting situation at USC because
Yeah.
I mean, if Lincoln Riley doesn't work, there's not just coaches on the horizon just waiting for the USC job.
Yeah.
And man,
That
that's
is
interesting.
crazy. Yeah.
You
This
gotta thug it
experiment
out.
is not.
Just got to thug it out.
well, and it's also like their defense is much improved compared to the last 2 years.
Mhm.
Like their defense shot up,
Yeah.
and they're still not winning. And it's like making you think. Like we always said, if we only had a defense in those Oklahoma years, which is true, but it's like, man, he's got that, and he's got a great quarterback, good offense, and it's like it's just not working.
Yeah.
And that is fascinating.
he still does. I don't think necessarily he has like the vintage OU offense. Like Miller Moss is not.
No, he's not. No,
And
But I'm just saying,
Zachariah
like,
Branch is not.
he's got
CeeDee
a
Lamb.
fantastic offense and a decent defense, and it's like, what's the problem? And it's just winning games. It's just winning games.
Him.
I think it's him. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
true.
he just cannot win games. It's fascinating, very fascinating.
It's really weird how a good coach can just not win.
Yeah,
Is he a good coach? Is he a good
I would argue if you
coordinator?
can't win games, you're not a good coach.
I think he might be a good coordinator.
I think he'll be a crazy OC.
Yeah.
So that brings up the question that everybody's been saying on Twitter this past week: would we take him back as an OC if that
Sure
in that
would.
magical world?
Sure would.
It's kind of like, would you take back KD?
Mark it right now. I would take him back right
Yeah.
now as an OC.
Yeah, I absolutely would too,
Colby, what do you think?
in a
No?
heartbeat.
Here's the thing. It's like if your girlfriend cheats on you.
That's true.
Do you take her back?
Man.
Do you trust that she's going to come back and stay with you for the long term? Or when that LSU job opens up? Or that, I don't even know, other job opens up?
The thing is
Is he going to take
Man.
it? Yes. Now, and let me, to you guys' point, if we have a Lincoln Riley offensive coordinator,
Winning
we
a national
we go on a
championship.
dynasty run. We literally go on a
I don't care
10-year
if she cheated on
dynasty
me.
run.
Come back.
We go on a
Yeah.
10-year dynasty run. The question is, though, is if he came back, which one, he wouldn't come back. But two, if he did, I don't think he would stay, and he wouldn't be welcomed. That's the thing is, like, you know how many OU fans just hate Lincoln
Guess
Riley?
what would happen?
Hate him.
We would be 11-0 in the SEC, going into Alabama as a 30-point favorite, and people would start to forget. People
Yeah.
would start to forget.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with, would you bring back KD? Yes. Yes, I'd bring back Kevin Durant. He's one of the greatest basketball players to ever live. Bring him back. Yes. Yes. I mean, like, if we're going to win
Yeah.
a championship,
yeah.
if it means winning football games, that's all that matters. I don't care about, old arguments, but
I care. I would care, but there's a point. I've had this conversation many times, and I say every time, yes, I would.
Mhm.
Because, yes, how he
Yeah.
did us was wrong.
Mhm.
I agree 100%. If I saw, I guess I can't even say Wojbomb, because he doesn't even work there anymore, but ESPN Bomb, Lincoln Riley is announced as new University of Oklahoma OC,
Mhm.
I would be like, what? And then I would probably start jumping for joy.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
he doesn't have to. He's at least got to stay for like a year or two.
That's the thing.
And in that year or two, we're winning
Winning a
a
national
year or
championship.
two
Yeah.
worth of
That's the thing.
natties.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If he literally joined us next week and then left after the national championship game, I would not care, because guess what? We would be in that national
None
championship
of us
game and
have
we win
seen a
it.
natty, bro.
Yeah.
That we would just get to see
Yeah,
one.
I don't
Dude,
care. If-
Just one.
I
don't
would
care.
dream of a natty.
Just
bro.
one.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
absolutely.
it
Yeah.
won't happen.
Won't happen.
But
Yeah.
still, if it somehow, by the grace of God, if it did, come here.
I would accept him.
I accept it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
He cheated on us, but man,
And
what do you
maybe
say?
his
forgive.
maybe his
The Lord
wife
said to
too.
forgive. His wife, yeah.
Maybe his wife too. That's a Colby bomb here. We won't get too much into that, but there's
Man, what's happening with OSU, man?
there's some
What's
suspicion
going on?
why he went to USC.
So Oklahoma State,
NDAs were signed.
maybe the most disappointing team.
Joe Ciglione knows what I'm talking about.
Bro's still going.
Maybe the most disappointing team in all of college football is Oklahoma State. I mean, they were
Yeah, that's crazy.
lined up to be in the college football playoff, and man, I feel bad for Ollie Gordon.
I don't. I
Who-
hate Ollie Gordon. Mr. Skytop Dreads. I hate, bro.
Who has got like first round in the draft potential, and he is just. They just can't even draw up a run play for him. They cannot draw up an outside run to save their life.
It's crazy.
Casey Dunn, is it Casey Dunn?
Yeah.
Casey Dunn, crazy. I mean, it's crazy what's going on.
People are actually drinking like they're like strong alcoholic drinks because of Casey Dunn.
Yes.
like
Yeah.
crazy.
They open up the liquor cabinet
Like literally, they're
because of Casey Dunn.
Like
It's
it's a
just
big pot.
unreal what's going on up there, because we knew the defense wasn't going to be great, but we expected a really good run game out of them and a good pass game too. They have great receivers, and none of it's happening. Like literally none of it's happening.
Yeah.
Like everything is bad. It's fascinating. It's just fascinating.
I've never seen for people to call for like Mike Gundy's head, but
Uh-huh.
people are like, I wouldn't mind if Mike Gundy left.
It's crazy because you look at his interviews and it seems
doesn't
like he doesn't care.
Well,
Like that's what's really weird.
do y'all not remember last year?
That's
I'm
true.
telling you, people have short memory to Mike Gundy, because last year they lose to South Alabama.
Yeah,
I don't know if I remember.
I remember. Yeah.
In the post-game interview, he said, yeah, we got some things to fix. And everyone was like, I hate Mike Gundy. He doesn't even care about this team.
Yeah.
Guess what he does? Beats OU
Yeah.
and goes to the Big 12 championship versus Texas.
Yeah.
He does this every year.
Yeah.
People are just like,
Bro, he ain't make it to the Big 12 championship.
no, he's not. But
no shot.
he's spoiled this year. And it's more valid this year than last year because losing to South Alabama was bad. But now you're like, you've done nothing with this massive
Yeah.
potential team.
Yeah.
But
I think that's the difference between this year and last year. Last year, everybody thought they were going to suck.
Yeah.
They're just going to be terrible. And this year, they actually have a lot of people were predicting them literally to be in the playoff. And so I think that's like the big difference is that last year it was like Mike Gundy took him to the Big 12 and it was like crazy. Nobody expected that. This year, it's like, what's happening?
yeah, I think Mike Gundy is just like the most. I just don't think people understand. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about anything, and people expect him.
Yeah.
They're like, "Why don't you care?" And he's like, "I never have." What did you? I've been here 20. I'm the second longest tenured. He's the second oldest coach in college football, by the way. And people are
Who's ahead of him? Do you know?
Kirk Ferentz at Iowa, or
yeah, you're right.
is that what his name is?
think it
Kirk
is, yeah.
Ferentz. I think it's Kirk Ferentz at Iowa, and then I think it might be Utah.
I know.
Oh,
But yeah.
The old head.
We all sound.
Yeah.
I
I got it. But anyways, yeah, I just think with Mike Gundy, it's like he hasn't ever cared. Why did you expect him to care this year? But he just doesn't care. It's a strange situation going up there. It's a strange situation. So,
Alan Bowman, put in your application to Long John
Yeah.
Silvers, buddy.
yeah, absolutely.
Dude,
He's buns.
he's gonna sell cars next year.
and you know what?
That's what's so crazy.
He torched us.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
He torched us.
he will literally be a car salesman next year.
Mhm.
That
He's
is,
second
And he
grade
ruined
teacher.
our playoff hopes.
He's
or
actually gonna be a-
Paycom.
He's gonna be a second grade teacher, bro.
Yeah,
He's gonna teach PE.
bro, what if he's a bus driver? Get on the Bo bus. Kid's like, I don't want to get on the Bo bus. It smells like buddy. It smells like butt.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's so random. I don't know why I
And
said that.
he ruined our Big 12 championship hopes.
He did.
Playoff hopes, everything.
Happened.
All right, last thing real quick. Ashton Genty, you got to talk about him. He's
Bro,
Yeah.
he's
insane.
just a demon.
Dude, he's got to be in New York. If he is not,
If he doesn't win,
Insane.
yeah.
I'm
If he
gonna-
doesn't win, that's what I'm saying. If he does not win it, New York is a fraud.
Travis,
Heisman's a fraud.
you're a dude too. I mean, I see Travis. You're probably gonna go number one overall,
Yeah.
just because the life of a running back is so short in the league. But you got to just give this one up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, because bro's putting up
Mhm.
He's at 1,000 yards,
Yeah.
and it's what 5 games, and he hasn't even. It's like 4 because he
Yeah.
didn't play. But
90 carries, 1,004 yards, 15 touchdowns. Okay.
that's literally more than 10 a carry.
That's unbelievable.
So that means every time he touches the
It's
ball,
first down.
expect 11 yards, 11.15 yards. And then, on top of that, if he touches the ball, there's a 15% chance he's scoring a touchdown. That's unreal.
That's silly,
dude,
That's unbelievable.
There's a 15% chance that OU scores at all during a game.
can I
That's literally.
can I say something here?
Mhm.
In Derrick Henry's Heisman winning year, he rushed for 1,986 yards. Ashton Genty
Genty.
is
5 years.
halfway there,
5 games.
a little more than halfway there, and he's 5 games in.
And
It's
what's
insane.
even crazier is he's getting. This is what's crazy. This is what's absolutely crazy. Derrick Henry was in those entire games,
Yep.
getting
Yeah.
carries. So if you look at the carry number to yards,
Oh, yeah.
right, it'll be like.
Let's see. Let's actually. I'm gonna pull that up.
It took him like 130 carries to get to 1,000 yards.
Percent 90.
Ashton Genty's getting taken out at halftime in 3 of the games.
Okay. Yeah. Get this. During Derrick Henry's Heisman year, he carried the ball 339 times for 1,986 yards.
Yes. So let's say
He's gonna
let's
have
So
Say 200
Ashton
yards.
Genty,
or 200 carries.
if he keeps going on the pace he's going, if Ashton Genty
How
has
many carries was
180 carries, he will have 2,008 yards. Derrick Henry had 339 carries
339.
for 1,986 yards.
Ashton Genty, if he had 339 carries at the same yards per carry, he would have 3,779 yards.
People throw for that. That's what people throw for.
Like he's unbelievable. It's unbelievable
Yeah,
what's
he's
going
unbelievable.
on. I really hope they
I
make
just
the
pray he
playoff.
stays healthy, bro.
I hope he stays healthy.
Yeah.
And I hope they make the playoff. I hope they make the playoff
Because
because
I think he'll run all over. everybody.
imagine it'll be 12 versus 5 probably, maybe 11 versus 5.
Dude,
or
imagine
maybe
in
versus 6.
like like a Bama versus Boise State.
Imagine
and
Boise State goes to Bama.
wins.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine Boise State goes to Bama. Imagine Boise State goes to Oregon. Oh my gosh, that'd be so
Well, I
fun.
mean, they already did.
They already did. And it was close.
It was close. That's Genty was
Be-
going
Yeah.
crazy.
It would be so
Scored
fun.
2 tutties.
It would be so fun to see something that ridiculous in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Boise State's a good. They always are a good team. I
They're
swear,
good.
every year Boise State is a
Not
really
bad.
good team. They have a really good program up there.
but yeah, crazy week
Uh,
college football.
We've been
Absolutely
talking for
crazy.
45 minutes. They hadn't
Yeah.
even said OU.
Jeez.
Uh-huh. Just
Oh,
to-
That's literally what we talked about. We said we got to limit the talking.
It
We did
happen.
not limit Jack
Right.
Squad.
That's
No,
all right, guys.
That's all right.
Should we roll through this or just keep yapping? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, we have to break down the biggest game
yeah,
of the
we
year.
should. We got to break it
Come
down.
on.
So we got to do it.
Yeah.
We got to go crazy on this. All right.
All right.
I think we should open up by
Hmm.
talking about the magnitude of how big this game is coming up, because it is
Yeah.
massive. And I'm going to go ahead and start, or I'm going to go ahead and let you guys talk about what does OU Texas mean to you, like growing up now, and then also what does it mean that they're the number one team? Like we're about to play the number one team. What could it mean for our season? I'm just going to let y'all open the discussion about that.
Cool. I'll let you go. Go ahead.
Okay. I would have prepared more for this question
Speak from the heart.
if I knew.
Yeah.
But I'll speak from the heart.
Yeah,
Speak
just
from
go
the
speak from the
heart.
I've been an OU fan since birth. I've been an
Birth.
OU football fan since for as long as I can remember. I had a Sam Bradford jersey when I was 8 years old. I'm diehard OU fan, and OU Texas every year was one of those games that I would actually watch.
Yeah.
So normally when I was a kid, I would play outside while the OU games play, and I would think I was Sam Bradford, or I'd be outside with my friends. This was the only game of the entire year that I would actually sit down and watch. I've seen all the greats growing up. I watched Sam Bradford versus Colt McCoy. I watched Baker Mayfield versus, I guess, Sam Ehlinger. Is it Sam Ehlinger?
Yeah.
Was he
It was-
playing at that
it was
time?
Sam Miller
Or-
played against everybody.
He played against all of them, against all of our greats, Kyler Murray. But specifically, when I think of back of OU Texas, I think of Sam Bradford versus Colt McCoy. That's like what I go to every time. And every year it was like we were 1 and they were like 4 or 1
Yep.
versus 8 or something like that. It's always a big game. But yeah, I don't know. I've always loved OU football, and this game has meant so much more to me than I think really any other game. And it doesn't matter like what our record is or what Texas' record is every year. It's like it's still my favorite game of the season every single year because it's just so much fun. There's no other game in college football like it. People can argue about Michigan, Ohio State. They can argue about, I don't know, Bama and Auburn. But what other rivalry game is played on a neutral field every single year? And that's split half and half. There's nothing like it in college football.
Incredible.
There's literally nothing like it in college football. So it's just the most magical game. Every year, this is what I think is so magical about OU Texas is that there's been several years where OU is ranked 4 or 5 in the country, and Texas is unranked with 2 losses coming into this game, and they've beaten us.
Yep.
And there's also been years where Texas is number 1 in the country. We're unranked with a couple losses, and we beat Texas. I think that's what's so cool about this game is that you never know who's going to win the game.
Yeah.
You never know. And so that's why it's like Texas being ranked 1, it does not faze me
Nope.
at all. Like, it does not faze me at all because I'm like, it doesn't matter what they're ranked or what we're ranked. There's anything can happen. So I guess that's my like gist is I've loved this game since as long as I can remember. I've been an OU fan for as long as I can remember. And I mean, it's just big for the state too. It's just like you have the golden hat and you can celebrate it for a year. When you lose to Texas, that taste is in your mouth for an entire season, for an entire year. It's just awesome. So that's what I'll say.
I mean, I'll kind of piggyback off of what he said. My dad went here, so kind of, I mean, literally out the womb, it was kind of like, hey, it's OU or nothing. Like, either you aren't going to watch football or you're going to be an OU fan. Like, it's simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
I had a DeMarco Murray jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I had a dude. I can't. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say it. Right now.
Bell?
No, I had a Quentin Griffin jersey. Right.
Oh, that's hard.
It was hard, and I was like, but I remember I didn't know because
Yeah.
we were so young.
Yeah,
Like I don't even know if we were. born, maybe. No, because he was on like the 2000 team, so we might not even been born.
Yeah, we might.
And I remember I was like, I don't want this. And I remember I would never wear it, but I would wear my DeMarco Murray jersey.
Yeah.
Then later on, I was like, this jersey's kind of hard. I like this. But dude, like you said, I'd go out there and I'd drag my brother outside, like, bro, you gotta throw this ball to me, man. Dude, I'm, what was his name? Iglesias. I forgot it.
Gabriel Iglesias?
Was it Gabriel?
He's number 5, right? The
He's
receiver?
number 4.
Or he was so cold.
Something. Joaquin Iglesias. Joaquin. And
Iglesias.
I would get on the Xbox, the OG Xbox, and play NCAA like 05 or whatever, 07 or whatever it was.
That was the best game ever made.
And
by
I'd
the
get
way,
on there and I'd grind, and I remember I just throw bombs to Joaquin Iglesias, and I wanted to be just like him.
Mm.
And it's literally, I knew, but I was just a fat kid. So the reason I knew that it was OU Texas week, I knew because my mom was in there cooking something crazy up. I knew from the food. I could tell from the rotel, the
fire.
wings, the little smokies, cake.
The little smokies are so fire.
Oh, something's going on.
Uh-huh.
Something's going on. And I remember for my dad's 40th birthday, he got this fat TV when he turned 40. And that first OU Texas that we watched, I was oh my gosh.
You're in the stadium.
Dude, I thought I was in the stadium.
You're in the stadium.
But this game is the only game that will, if we lose, it will physically put me in a terrible mood.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will be sick to my stomach. I'm not a violent person. Last year was my first OU Texas going there, and luckily we won. But I know like how hostile it is if we lost and just one OU Texas fan or a Texas fan just said something slick, slick. It would take everything in me just not to spaz out.
To not get a charge.
Yeah, but this game is just so. The thing is, and I love that BV is recruiting more Oklahoma players because if you don't know what this is, you don't care as much. Yeah. And which is why I think like there's certain people who really get like hyped up. If you love OU, like Ethan Downs, I think Ethan Downs is probably the one player on this team that this game means like everything to him because he's from here, he grew up here, and he just loves OU. But like you said, it doesn't matter what we're ranked, what the rankings are. It could be one versus we could be the 133rd best team in the country.
Yeah.
And we'd find a way to win.
Yeah.
So, and there's usually always some Sooner magic that happens or something crazy.
Or Texas magic.
Yeah. Something crazy always happens.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's maybe Seth Luttrell will call a good game. That will be the Sooner magic that happens this week.
Yeah.
Please.
I'll take some Sooner magic.
Sooner magic itself.
Yeah, I'll just say I don't really – childhood, this game didn't mean much to me. But I remember my freshman year, I got here, and I thought to myself, I had been to a few football games, and they were COVID games, and I was like, these are cool, but, like, I'm not about to pay $600-$700 to go experience one of these. Because I was like – because the only game I had seen up to that point, I had seen Missouri State at home. And remember, it was at quarter capacity. The stadium was at quarter capacity. So that was obviously just not that fun. Yeah. And then I watched Kansas State at home. Quarter capacity. Was not that fun. Deuce Vaughn diced us up and we lost. I don't know if y'all remember that game. Yep. And so the two games that I had been to as a student, I was like, I paid $30 to get in, and they were not enjoyable. Like, they were cool, but it was like, this is not that cool. And I remember thinking to myself, why would I pay $600 to go experience this down in Dallas? So I watched it from home. It was a great game, and I honestly was like, I didn't even regret not going because I was like, because I still had it in my mindset. I was like, it's just another experience at OU Stadium. I was just like, it's all right. And sophomore year, I decided to go. And this year, I was like way more in OU football, mostly because it wasn't COVID. I was like, okay, now we're like have a chance. Yeah. We Spencer Rattler, like this is gonna be crazy. And by the end of that game, I told myself I will never miss an OU Texas ever again. I will never miss one ever again.
Quick question. Do you think you would have gone if Jack's dad didn't have free tickets?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was actually excited.
Yeah.
I was not excited about freshman year. I honestly would have gone. Like, I would have paid the money. It was just like, we just lost to Kansas State. Yeah. It's half capacity. It was 25% capacity. That's and I was crazy. There's just, it doesn't appeal to me. Crazy. And at the same time, it was like, I think we were 2-2 going into that Texas game because we lost to Iowa State too. So And we
way
still
much
won the
so.
Big 12 championship, which is crazy. But
Last
we
time.
played
Last
a
time.
10-game season. It
Yeah.
wasn't even a 12-game season. So everything
Yeah.
was just messed up. I was like, this isn't even worth it.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the money. It was like the whole
Yeah.
COVID and everything.
Yeah.
You had to wear a mask in the stadium. Had to wear a mask in the stadium. But anyways, sophomore year I went and I told myself I will never miss an OU Texas again because
Yeah.
it's just the most. When you get there, watching it on TV does not do it any justice at all. Because
Oh yeah. No.
when you watch it on TV, it's just another game.
Yeah.
No.
Like if you're an OU fan, it's like it's not just another game. It's crazy, but
Yeah.
it's just another game. When you're there, the fare, the smell of the food,
Oh, dude, that corn dog this
Oh,
weekend.
man.
the when you are in line for a corn dog
I didn't mean it like that.
and there's burnt orange in front of you and burnt orange behind you, it's just another experience. And that is the coolest thing, is being in the same room with other fans,
Yeah.
same arena.
Yeah.
It's just different. It's so different. The pageantry, the beauty of the game that they put out there, it's just awesome. It's one of a kind, super fun. And like y'all said, throw the analytics out the window, throw Josh Pate
Mhm.
out the window, throw Joel Klatt out the window, throw Stephen A. Smith out the window.
Don't matter.
None of
He's
their
calling
takes,
all of them out.
Yeah. None of their takes matter. None of it
Yeah, it
matters.
doesn't matter.
Take the computer generated stats
Yeah.
out the window. It doesn't matter. What matters is what's going to happen on the field,
Yep.
which nobody can tell you.
Yeah.
BV can't tell you. Steve Sarkisian can't
Yeah.
tell you. Nobody can tell you what's going to happen when it actually goes down out there.
This
It's
is-
super
Yeah.
fun.
It's one of those games that is arguably entirely based on emotion. That's like it. I mean, look, the last 5 years have all been one-score games, excluding a 2022 Davis Bevel Masterclass
Yeah.
of 49-0. They've all been one-score games. Last year, 34-30. 2021, 55-48. 2020, 53-45. And 2019,
Quadruple
34-27.
overtime.
Yeah, 4 overtime game in 2020. So it's like, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't. It
None
doesn't.
of it matters.
It does not matter.
And that's
It's
why,
a
honestly-
purely emotional game.
I
We've won 4 of the last 5, by the way.
didn't even like write anything down, like stats wise. Like I mean, like
Yeah.
you can
There's
write
nothing
it.
to say.
I know you're like a preparer. That's how
Yeah.
you are. But like for me,
Yeah.
I really could care less how many yards
Yeah.
Texas has put
Yeah.
up compared to us,
Doesn't matter.
because it does not matter.
It doesn't matter if Quinn plays, Arch plays. Doesn't matter if Isaiah Bond is 6'5". What
Mhm.
matters is who's coming out of this game and who's gonna have a performance.
Yeah.
Who is coming out of this game and like, I'm a dog this game? Because that's what really matters. Is like last year we had guys just step up and be dogs that we hadn't seen be dogs.
Who was our lineman that had the game winning?
Walter Rouse?
Walter Rouse. Yeah.
Oh,
But
Blocked
also
2 people at once.
Tawee had a
Yeah.
kind of a backside block
yeah.
that
Uh-huh.
saved us. And
Yeah.
then also just like the whole line in general was great.
Yeah.
Rame, Rouse, all those guys. I miss them. Savion
Tyler
Bird.
Guyton.
Oh, good
God,
days. Good days. I miss those guys. But
man, I'd take them back right now in a heartbeat.
but you had just like guys become literally Sooner legends that day. I mean,
Yeah.
Drake Stoops kind of already was. Dylan Gabriel became a Sooner for life that game. If he didn't have that game,
Yeah.
we would be looking back on the DG era like it was all right.
It was mid.
It was all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Gentry Williams stepped up that game. Ethan Downs, all these kind of guys. Danny Stutzman rose to fame really in
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah.
So just one of those games where it's like I'm banking on who's gonna play, who's gonna come out crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. But leading into that, OU Texas is a 14.5 or 15 now point underdog.
15-point underdog.
That is the craziest. ESPN, what are they talking about? What we've been talking about this whole time is how it's been an emotional game. The last 5 years, excluding Davis Bevel's Masterclass,
Yeah.
has been one-score games.
Mm-hmm.
One-score games. And they're putting us at a 15-point underdog, and we have our starting quarterback. We have, granted, we don't have our receivers, but it's like, it wasn't a situation. I can understand a 15-point underdog in 2022
Yeah.
when Dylan Gabriel's out and we have Davis Bevel. Now, though, with how good our defense is,
Yeah.
I don't think ESPN really knows what
It's
they're talking about.
It's well, they do. I think like
I mean, they do it, but it's like,
I think,
I don't
and it's
know.
not. It's mostly Vegas,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I understand because what their job is to make money, and
Yeah.
they are banking off statistics and things like that. But I just don't think that you can put statistics on this game.
Yeah.
Every other game, I feel like perfectly fine to put statistics on, but
100%.
OU Texas, it's just not.
Yeah.
It's just not that kind of game. So, yeah, because I mean, if I'm looking at the game like just purely, just analytically, OU's offense sucks.
Yeah.
And Texas is amazing.
Terrible.
So it's like I understand it, but it's just like they don't understand. They don't understand
You don't get it.
what this game is. They
Yeah.
don't understand what it is.
What do you have? Like, I mean, like, obviously, I don't want your stuff to go to waste, but
I have a lot of stats that I wrote down. I mean, they do matter to an extent. It's not like stats are completely negligible, but I mean, I would, and just like we're all saying is like, I would argue it's probably 70-30 on 70% emotion, 30% stats, maybe even more steeper than that. But needless to say, Texas is just a really, really good football team. They're in top categories in both offense and defense.
Mm-hmm.
They are the most complete team we've played all year.
They're the most complete
By
team in the
far.
country.
In the country, probably.
They're the most complete team in the country.
Much more so than Tennessee.
Yeah.
And it's not even close. There's so many like things that you could talk about, but basically what I took away from a lot of their stuff is that their offense is just incredible. Their defense is also phenomenal too, but pretty much the average stat here is that Texas is averaging 45 points a game and they're allowing 7 points a game. They're winning 45-7.
Mm-hmm.
Our Oklahoma's offense is averaging 28.6 points per game. So literally, Texas should win if both teams play at their average. Texas should win by 15 points, 17 points. We're averaging 28, they're averaging 45.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more stats you can go into in terms of like how many first downs they're allowing. They do allow more passing first downs and touchdowns than they do rushing. So air raid, is important. They also they're allowing 3.2 yards per carry. So, I mean, if we can run the ball well, which that's not bad. I mean, we're averaging 2.6, which is, I mean, we're averaging almost a full yard less than that. But
that's so bad.
I'll get more into the key points of the game. That's where I can dive more into the stats. But basically, Texas on paper is a significantly better team than us. Like, significantly better team.
I think
so.
If we're not going to look at emotion for a second, I think Texas is just extremely well-rounded.
Yeah.
They're good everywhere. There's not a weak spot on that team. There literally is not a single weak spot that you can find on that team. There's spots that are stronger than others, but there's not weak spots.
Yeah.
I would say probably one of their less strong spots is secondary.
Yeah.
Hopefully our receivers are getting open.
Mm-hmm.
Mike's getting open, throwing them open, and got to pray for at least one of those. Pray for like Dion to get back or something. We just got to pray for somebody to get back. Yeah. But if that doesn't happen, got to pray for a Jaquez Petaway legacy game or a Jaquez Petaway legacy game because there's nobody else.
That's what I'm saying. Brendan Thompson, this should be he should be locked in.
Mm-hmm.
That's your former squad.
Yeah.
Those games to me.
He was at Texas?
Yes. He transferred from Texas.
Why do I remember him playing at Texas? Now that I think about it, like
he probably I don't think he played a lot, but like he was just like their just deep ball. Like he would just come in for like one game.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Casey Thompson.
I knew Casey. Yeah.
Who's to say that's the crazy stuff that's gonna happen. Is like Mike is gonna go down. Casey Thompson's gonna rise to the top and just
beat his old team. Yeah. He is QB1. We win the Natty.
I hate to say, but Jackson Arnold would be coming in.
I know, but still.
But it's unfortunate. But
I'd rather have freaking, what's his name? What's his nuts?
Zerberg.
Pride.
Yeah, I think, I can agree with, we need just somebody to step up. Jaquez Petaway, we need a receiver to step up because I think Michael Hawkins, not even worried about him.
Yeah.
But we need O-line in general. Have your best game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Receivers have your best game of the year. Everybody's got to have the best game of the year. But Jaquez, we got to have like a legacy game from Jaquez Petaway. Like, it's your time, man. Like, Jeff Lebby had such great things to say about you. It's your time, man. Like, come on. I just hope we can see something from Jaquez. That's who I'm hoping on.
That or like JJ or something. Like
JJ maybe. Brendan Thompson.
I don't know.
Zion Ratings.
I just don't see that. I don't think
it's just literally going to be one of those like tooth and nail. We're just fighting like somehow. Like there might be 4 different guys with like touchdowns or something. Like it's just gonna be. We're gonna have to drive the ball down the field and just like try and punch it in.
I wish we get 4 touchdowns.
I mean, me too, but I don't know. Hopefully,
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just, I think if we're gonna get into the nitty gritty, gotta take advantage of that secondary. Like we gotta have somebody go out there, and make some plays there.
Yeah, that's
their O line is ridiculous.
Yeah,
They have like 2 first rounders on the O line.
They have the consensus like number 1 pick, Kelvin Banks.
Yes, Kelvin Banks is going number 1 overall, and we have to line up against him.
So
and there's also another really good O lineman that's going like 2nd round in there. So
basically, they're the opposite of us.
Yes, they match up against us so well. That's the problem.
Yeah,
every place that we go crazy rushing the quarterback, they have the perfect.
Yep.
And then like our secondary is kind of our weakest spot on defense. They have an incredible wide receiver core. It's like God.
And then they have a weaker secondary, and all our receivers are out.
Yes.
So
it matches up so poorly. It's like, oh man.
But the thing is, it don't ever matter.
It don't matter,
but it does matter. But it don't at some point.
It's like, man. It's just unfortunate because it's like, man, those injuries on wide receiver, we're gonna feel them this week. I think this will be the first week that we really actually do feel it. Like extremely.
Yeah.
So that's a shame.
There's a few more stats that play kind of along to what we're doing.
Yeah.
I think are interesting. Stat guy. We are first in the SEC in turnovers, and which we knew that. But we are second in the SEC in tackles for losses, defensive touchdowns, and sacks. So we are top 2 in some pretty important categories on defense. However, Texas's offense, they are first in the SEC in 3rd down conversions. They're second in scoring offense, and they're 3rd in the SEC in total offense. I believe we are second to last or dead last in total offense.
Yep.
In scoring offense. I know we're last in scoring offense in particular. So
yeah, it's a rough matchup.
It's a rough matchup. But it's exactly to your point of where we thrive at: turnovers, tackle for losses, defensive touchdowns, sacks. They're also really good at 3rd down conversions, scoring in total offense.
And they don't give up the ball.
Yeah, they don't give up the ball.
It's rough. It's a rough outlook for the Oklahoma Sooners.
Arch has been sacked. He's been sacked 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he has 2 picks. So, I mean, I don't think it's he has, a 9-to-2 ratio, 9 touches to 2 picks. That's pretty good. But I don't think it's to say that he's just like untouchable back there.
I think we can get
and
a pick
I think
off
our
him.
pass. My thing is, it's just
Wait,
like,
is Arch playing or Quinn?
I don't.
Nobody knows.
I've had a lot of people have been saying Quinn.
Nobody knows. He's like still like.
Honestly, I think I might rather face Quinn. I don't know. I just think Arch's legs.
Quinn's been here before. That's the only thing.
That's true.
Quinn has played this game and played it well before. So.
Well, you say well. Last
before
year.
49-0.
Yeah, I guess, but he's playing against literally.
I just think,
I won't go there.
Like if we had a quarterback on our team, like Dylan, if we had Dylan back, I would put him in this game over Mike because this game is just like it's one of those games where if you've been in it before, it gives you such an advantage.
Yeah,
that's fair.
But anyway,
yeah,
I think outside of statistics, if we're talking a little bit emotional, I would say that the most important thing is that certain guys have massive games. And I would say one of them has to be Mike.
Yeah.
We need to have a receiver. Ideally, a tight end will come out of nowhere.
Devon Mitchell.
Maybe, right?
Where's he at?
Bro's like, hopefully he's in class. Bro's in class.
Hopefully he is at his class, bro. And then on defense, it's like, Eli Bowen, can you have a game? Kenai Walker, can you have a game?
It's got to be like Deshaun or something, bro.
Deshaun McCullough, that's a good one.
Back,
Billy, can you play like you did last year?
Yeah. Deshaun McCullough is fascinating. That's a fascinating. We haven't opened up that door yet. He's back.
That cheetah.
That's so important in this
cheetah
defense.
Position, you can
That's
just
so
rotate. Dude, that's why I don't even get nervous, bro, because there's like, oh, Dolby's out, and I love Kendall Dolby, but then it's like, now we have Deshaun.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if we don't have Deshaun, you got Samuel Osigo can still play that. As long as we got to quit putting Woody there.
Yeah, no, he's not
Woody's,
cheetah.
He's buns. He's actual cheeks.
No, but Deshaun,
He's not good.
if they run an outside run,
He will
and
hawk
he
you
wraps
down.
him up and crawls on the ground. Oh my god, that
I'm
gets
gonna
me
lose
fired
my
up.
mind.
I love when he crawls on.
love
I mean, we haven't seen a crawl on the ground in a whole
Oh,
year. I'm
man.
so excited to see him
Oh
crawl on the
my
ground
gosh.
again, bro.
That's fire. I'm
When he
excited.
committed, I was like, Slim Reaper, and then
Slim
his
Reaper.
license plate is
One
like
Slim.
One Slim.
Yeah.
That's
Which he
tough.
crashed his Mercedes Benz, so now
Did he
he's got a
actually?
G wagon now.
No,
Yeah.
no.
He crashed
Bro, got that
his
Georgia G.
he crashed his AMG, so now he's got a G wagon,
Dude,
but the
you
license
cannot-
plate is the
the
same.
Georgia
You cannot
G.
trust any college players in a dang Mercedes, dude.
Yeah.
What I mean,
Yeah, he
you
had
can't
it,
trust a Mercedes.
but the license plate is still one slim.
One Slim.
That's hard.
One slim,
One slim.
which could be Jaden Gibson too. I mean,
It's true.
let's be
They're
honest.
both one slimmer.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah. Should we go over key points of the game?
Down, yeah.
I have mine.
Go ahead.
I have 6. Number 1, secondary has to play elite. And the reason being is they're averaging 10 yards a pass. They have 17 passing touchdowns versus 13 rushing touchdowns. And they're averaging 322 passing yards a game. They're insane. They also have 14 more passing first downs than they do rushing first downs. So secondary has to play elite. Their passing game is really good. Second is we have to stop them on third down. And there's a couple things to this. Obviously, because they're first in the SEC and third down conversions. But this is a fact that I looked at that I thought would be slightly important. Their punt game is not great. They're averaging 41 yards a punt, which granted, we're at like 46 or something like that. I think most games were around 50, though. I know Luke
We're at
Elzinga
46
he's-
because we have to punt the ball from the 50.
because you have to,
every
yeah.
time.
Well, that's the thing too,
Yeah.
and that also is another factor. Like when Luke Elzinga has 80 yards to
Yeah.
work with, he normally airs it out 50,
bomb,
50,
yeah.
50, 55 yards. You know, I just freaking did a Trey Ware. So, but anyways, I'm thinking if like, say we, hear me out. Say first drive of the game we do a touchback. They got the ball in the 25, 20.
I think it's 20. I think it's 25 now. I don't know.
Is it
Oh,
25 now?
It don't matter.
It,
I get what
regardless,
you're
though, say we go with 3 and out, right? They punt it 40 yards. Well, now we're on our own 40 or 45, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, that puts us in a good position. What I'm trying to say is that our offense is not great. And so the more times that we can put them like in good field positioning, the more chances we'll at least have to score. So stop them on third down, stop them from driving down the field. That way, when they punt, if we're on Texas's 10-yard line, punt the ball on first down. Punt the damn ball. We're not getting a first down. It's not going to happen. And so anyways, yeah. Number 3, got to mitigate penalties. It's bad.
Yeah. It's fair.
It's really bad. We're averaging 56.8 yards a game in penalties. We're averaging losing more than half 100 yards a game in just penalties alone. I mean, that kills drives. And we saw it in Auburn. It's just, yeah, penalties got to be mitigated. Number 4, got to get to the red zone. Our red zone offense is actually incredible. It's insane. We're 18 for 19 in scoring in the red zone, so we have a 95% success rate. We have a 68% chance to score a touchdown. We're 13 for 19 for touchdowns in the red zone. So our red zone offense, as bad as our offense is, our red zone offense is actually very, very good.
y'all know what that one of 19 was.
Yep.
Yeah,
Jackson Arnold.
Jackson Arnold. So, our offense is it's really good in the red zone at least. And then 5, so we have 2 more. 5 is air game has to be solid and run game as well, which I guess overall goes to offense in general.
Yeah, offense has to be good.
Offense has to be good. Texas defense is allowing 3.2 yards per carry. So if we rush it 3 straight times, theoretically, we should get a first down if our run game is solid. And then lastly, key thing number 6, pray.
That's crazy.
Literally pray. Their stats are so much better than ours. It's not even close. On paper, they should literally annihilate us. They are better than us in almost every other category other than our defense in terms of turnovers, tackles for losses, defensive touchdowns, and sacks. They should come in there and destroy us. So, prayers. That is one of my key things to the game. pray because they should beat us by 17 points.
Are there any keys to the game, Kylan?
I mean, thing is that every year, I don't know why, but it's the one time where I feel like OU has a lot more, and I think it plays into OU or Oklahoma just being a smaller state in general, is that we have more people. And like I said earlier about like heart that know this game, Texas is getting guys from everywhere, or even if they are from Texas, you could be from, I guess I don't really know, like the Texas, like Denton.
Texas is like a country.
That's what I'm saying. So you can be from Denton, and then you have to go to Austin. Like if you grew up in Denton, you might not be a Tech. You're probably more likely to be an OU fan.
Yeah.
Honestly, so they don't have as many guys that are like, oh, I grew up wearing that burnt orange. Like it means something to me. They got a bunch of guys that came there because they're getting paid. Are they good? Yes. But also Texas, besides Michigan, and if you call them Michigan, I mean,
USC beat them.
Michigan's not the Michigan that we think. They have not played a soul. So, and it's not like we are just some elite, crazy talent. But I think it's going to be, like, I'll be shocked if we don't go up, like, pretty early. Because I think, like, they're like, man, these wrestlers are some bums. They don't have nobody. And then we're coming like, hey, like, let's roll. Because that's how, and if we're talking about coaches, if you gave me the choice, if I want to go play for BV or that little thing, that thing from Monsters, Inc., that's what Steve Sarkisian looks like. I gotta find him, come back.
Is it Monsters University? Because I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Whatever the little spiky-haired.
Yep.
I think it might be like
the snail.
I don't know.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's whatever. He looks just like.
I think it's Monsters University.
He actually is the least. He's the most eyewash. When I think of eyewash coach, it's him.
Yeah.
I remember. Was that last year when that like security guard touched him? He's like, "Don't touch me! Don't touch me!" And he was like spazzing out.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago, but
I
remember.
Like, bro, you don't have to do all that.
Yeah.
You're wearing the tight white skinny jeans, bro. Like I'm not.
Yeah,
scared.
can we talk about his fits, bro?
His fits are atrocious.
He gives me Eli Drinkwitz vibes. Dude.
That's what I'm saying. He gives me. He's just a clown.
Well, he also gives off alcoholic vibes.
Yeah.
I
think he was. Wasn't he?
Well, no, a lot of people on the when he had that blow up against. People noticed that his eyes are like bloodshot all the time. That's a very like alcoholic trait, and like anger fits like that against that guy are like a very alcoholic trait.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
People around him have said like, yeah, he drinks. He might be a little bit of an alcoholic.
Yeah.
But
Drinkwitz, dude. Sarkisian is a freaking.
I just think he's a bum. I expect us to go out there. I don't think if it's a blowout, I will be shocked if we just get whooped just from the start to the finish.
I think it could be a blowout if they take our morale early. Like if we have like an early like 14-0 deficit, I could see this team kind of being like, we got beat. Like we're getting beat out here. I can see this team kind of almost giving up mid game, but. I think the big key to the game, honestly, is got to have some guys that haven't been blocking, not on the O-line.
Yeah.
Running backs and tight ends need to block better.
Dude, tight ends.
Because the O-line's going to do what the O-line's going to do. I think they'll have their best game of the year compared to the competition, obviously.
Fair, yeah.
They're not going to have literally their best game of the year because they play Temple. But, like, tight ends and running backs got to step up and play there. And what that does is another key to the game. Allow playmakers to be playmakers.
Yep.
Maybe we find a new playmaker that has never gotten a chance to be a playmaker before.
Yeah.
Mike, Jaquez, Brandon Thompson. Let them just go out there and do what they might.
Yeah.
We might not even know what they're capable of doing.
Backyard football.
Yeah, a little bit of that. And then the last key to the game, stop the pass. I think we're known for our pass rush. That pass rush will be there, but it's going to be going up against the number 1 O-line in the country.
Yeah.
So I don't think that we should bank on having a great pass rush this game. I think we should bank on let's get back into our coverage and focus on this secondary, having a great game, be in the right spots, reading the coverage, reading the plays well, all that jazz. Yeah. I think those are the big keys to the game.
I agree.
I like those.
But also, just overall, we got to have a different mindset than we've
Yeah.
gone into these last games
Mhm.
with, because we came out Tennessee, we came out with a terrible mindset. The team just has not had good morale so far.
Did we or did our quarterback?
I think both. I think Auburn, we
Yeah.
came out with a bad mindset. I mean, if
Yeah.
you look at all that game, like we had a great
No,
mindset.
I meant for Tennessee. My bad.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like in all of our games, we had a
Yeah.
terrible mindset.
Yeah.
Like Houston, we had an awful mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Auburn, we had a terrible mindset. Fourth quarter,
Mm-hmm.
when we saw a spark, everyone was like, "Oh, let's do this! Like, let's do this!" But like until that spark, we came out slow.
The
or we came out
offense
quick.
has a terrible mindset.
We came out quick that game, but once we got up in that game, we just slowed down. It's a bad mindset. I think we got to come out like actually hungry, like some dogs.
Seth
We have
Luttrell,
not.
if you go up, if you score a tutty on the first drive and on the second drive, if you do something, if you revert to your old self, because that's what he does every time.
Yeah, he does. Do
Mike will go score. And granted, that's not what he called. He didn't call for Mike to go run a QB draw.
Yeah.
That was his pass play, but Mike just made something happen.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Mhm.
See if you can scheme something that can put him in that same position.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that, if you don't consistently score, then it's like the defense is just like, all right, that was just luck.
I think that's what I'm trying to say. Almost is like we come out of the game conservative. Like we
Yeah.
start the game conservative. Like
Yeah.
that Michael Hawkins play was aggressive,
Yeah.
but only because Michael Hawkins did
Majorly
it. Seth
aggressive,
Luttrell
yeah.
didn't make it.
Yeah.
And so it feels like we're playing the whole game trying to stay on top. And it's like you can't do that. You have to play aggressive in this game.
We
So
need
got
to
come out
we need
aggressive.
to go in the middle because Jeff Levy would come out and run the fake triple reverse pitch option counter backside sweep, and then with a deep ball to him wide open in the end zone. It's
Yeah.
like he's coming down from the press box and then he's going to score.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we need to figure out something in the middle where it's just like, why not just take a shot? Just literally
Mhm.
just take a deep to JJ Hester. Just throw it.
Yeah, got to play a little bit more aggressive than we have, especially just coming out.
Because if we run the halfback dive for a negative
Yeah.
3-yard loss and the Texas defenders start crawling on the ground and barking,
well, that's what I'm saying.
yeah, we're good.
You come out of this game and you go 3 and out.
Yeah.
I could see Texas coming out and scoring on their first drive, 7-0. We come out, we call some conservative play calls and go 3 and out. They come back out, go up 14-0, and then it's like half the team is like kind of mentally out of it. We're just like, all right, we're
Because you got us. And the fans play a big part,
Uh-huh.
especially when you're like,
bumping up,
Yeah,
bumping
yeah.
up, bumping up. Yeah, you're just
that
not coming
orange-
back once you're down.
kind of
So
orange man. Oh, okay. That's
Their song
Yeah.
is like, I know they're. I know
Texas
It's elite.
fight, Texas fight.
it's actually elite. I'm not gonna lie. They're playing
I
their
hear you
practice all
singing.
You
week.
see the flags run
Yeah.
by and the orange burn smoke. Dude, that
Right.
pick of Jaleel with the smoke in the back,
Sitting
So
there.
fun.
it's so.
I don't care. I hope bro
hard.
travels. I need bro to walk out there. I know you got his boot off, but just I know you're not playing, but just go stand out there, man.
He's the guy we need.
That's
What's
facts.
so crazy is like
Yeah.
we
We clown.
we're
bro.
not huge Farouk fans, but gosh, I would love
Yeah.
to have him back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that sucks.
This is that would be his legacy game.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm. Just a
Yeah.
shame. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
All right. Let's get into the score predictions.
All right, we'll start
Wrap
out.
it up.
This is an unranked first ranked matchup, but it's still what it is. Penn State's going to LA to play USC. I think this game will be a little bit of a shootout more than anything. I think Penn State still will win this thing 35-31.
Hmm. I like Penn State. They're solid. USC at home. They don't have really a big home environment. They play in the freaking Coliseum. What are you gonna get out of that? I like Penn State here. I like their offense. I think they score 42. I think USC scores 24.
My mind is telling me to go with USC for some reason.
I kind of
Wait. Can I
understand it.
switch it to 45-24? I like a field goal. I know. I thought.
So I think I'm gonna
USC
do
would-
it.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go. I don't know why. Like I don't even have any like logical reasoning. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have no logical reasoning on why I'm picking USC, but I just feel like USC is gonna win, and I'm gonna go 30-27.
Ooh. I like that. I like that.
All right.
Uh-oh.
We'll go with the big one next because it is the non-SEC game, but it's a big one.
This is where game day is at?
It's where game day's at. This is where everybody's at. It's where Where everybody's
Man,
eyes will be.
Texas
That's
State
for
fan
sure.
is where you at?
Ohio State goes to
Eugene.
Wow.
Oregon. I think we saw some early struggles with Oregon. Neither team has really played anybody. That's one factor to this. Is like Ohio State's played nobody, Oregon's played nobody. But I think personally, Ohio State looks insane. Jeremiah Smith, true freshman, looks better than Ryan Williams.
Yeah.
We don't talk about him because he's not. But like I think he might.
He is.
He might win the Blitnikoff this year, and he's a true freshman. Like he's insane. They're just all around really good. Oregon, I just don't really trust. I don't know. Like you kind of got exposed early on. There's a lot of tape out there of you getting exposed.
Mm-hmm.
There is no tape of Ohio State getting exposed. I think that makes a big difference that people don't really recognize. I think Ohio State wins on the road in a decently close one.
Kylan, you
Man,
can
let me
go
think
ahead.
about this one. I'm going to go with 31-27. 31-27.
That's good. That's good. I just think Will Howard is just such like the perfect fit for Ohio State.
He does
Just
seem to be really good there.
because like even at K-State, he was just like, you don't know because like he's just like the average arm talent,
Mm-hmm.
but then it's like he'll take off, and you're like, why is he outrunning our DBs,
Mhm.
and why is he's at the 10, and okay, he just scored.
Mhm.
And Ohio State, Oregon has weapons, but they don't have. They're just not like consistent enough for me. I mean, like you said early in the year, I mean they're winning literally by this much to Idaho or somebody, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State. If they play Idaho, it's just. So I'm going Ohio State. I'm gonna go 38-21. I
Mm.
think it's a beating.
Yeah, I could see it beating.
Ohio State has not played a single ranked team this entire season. Being said, they're going to destroy Oregon. And, I mean, Oregon just hasn't shown anything. They don't look very good. The Dylan Gabriel experiment, I think it's just not working out. He's a great game manager. He's a point guard. They don't look explosive. Just like we said, they almost lost to Idaho. And who else? They almost lost to somebody else, too.
I lost to Boise State.
Yeah, Boise State, that's maybe a little bit more valid because Boise State's good.
At home.
But even then, I mean,
You're the
it's
number 6 team in the country.
Yeah.
Or something like that. No, 3
Which
now.
I am shocked that they're number 3. That
Yeah.
I mean, I get their record.
Yeah.
I get like based off their record, but if you look at how they play, I think they're literally going to get spanked by Ohio State. I'm putting
I think they're literally going to.
I'm putting Ohio State 42. No. 41. To 20. I think it's going to be a
3
whooping.
tutties, huh?
All right, next up, going into the SEC, Ole Miss traveling to LSU.
Mm.
I think this game is not going to be as talked about because it's such a great week of college football, but it's a massive game. It's massive for us, and what happens in this game is going to tell us a lot about what's about to happen to our season. I don't like either of these teams too much.
Yeah.
Like LSU, I don't like at all. You lost to USC. And Ole Miss, it's like, I don't know.
Lost to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Is Kentucky great? It
I
might
just
be.
don't know about Ole Miss. So, but I will
Yeah.
say, I have a lot more faith in Ole Miss, but I have a lot more faith in LSU's home environment. It's tough to say on this one. This one's I think it'll be a close one, and I think it'll be a low-scoring one.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think it'll be 21-17. And I'm just going to go ahead and pick a team right now. Off the top of my head.
Say it.
Do it.
I think Lane Kiffin will take it.
Do it.
It's good.
21-17. I don't know about Ole Miss. They're hyped up, and I get it. But they always are hyped up every year, and they've had Jackson Dart for 3 years now, and they didn't really do much last year. I mean, they had a New Year's Six bowl game, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to think about Ole Miss. LSU, I don't think they're very good, to be honest, but they do have the home environment. With that though, I like. Is it a night game?
6:30. I literally looked that up because I said, "Oh boy."
I'm taking LSU.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, too, because LSU's offense doesn't seem very explosive. But I don't know. I like LSU here. I'm going to go 24-21. Actually, no. I'm doing something crazy here. I'm going 31-24. LSU wins in OT.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna say that.
LSU wins in OT.
I'll put that as a comment.
That's. I like
Okay.
that. Oh man,
It's a
these
crazy
are
one.
two teams that like I would put them on the same exact pedestal. Like
Yeah.
they're just like
No.
Yeah, that's
Eh.
it's
They
yeah.
are-
It's like
They are the 5, 6, 7 of the SEC.
yeah. It's just like
That is
I
where
mean,
they are. And then we're right behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, at that middle spot. But yeah.
So I know I said earlier that the environment doesn't matter. So I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I got to stand on that.
we did talk about that.
I got to stand on that. So I'm going to go Ole Miss. And I'm going to go with
Give me something.
41.
Wowza.
No.
Garrett Nussmeier. What will he do?
Okay, hold on. I'm going to go 37 to 35.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss wins on the last second field goal.
I'll add that in the comments as well.
Wait, how did they get 37 points? How did they get 34 points?
Okay,
Now that
if they
makes
have
sense 'cause you
24,
get two-
Wait, no, I'm trying to. No, I'm just
if
like.
you got 24, so you get 17. So you get 2 tutties, field goal,
Yeah.
another tutty.
okay,
34 is
Okay.
a common score.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
or
30
37.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
then you get that, and then you kick a field goal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 35, 34 plus a field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
All right, Oklahoma, Texas. Got to pick it.
100 to
And,
0.
I unfortunately am bound by my school because I have to pick OU. I will always pick OU.
We always have to.
You have said the last few podcasts that you were gonna do that against your will.
Yeah.
Pick OU against your will.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
did it. I think the last 2 games as well.
Yeah.
So I will be. I have to pick OU against my knowledge. Is what I'm saying. My heart is still with OU, of course. In the case that we do win this game, it obviously would be close. And I think what would happen in that situation is the only scenario I could imagine is it being a low-scoring game. There's no way we win in a shootout or anything near it
Yeah.
because Michael Hawkins is great, but let's be real about our offense, right? We got to be realistic. What would happen in this game is it's a defensive just masterclass. And in that scenario, I think our offense could put up a couple field goals, maybe a couple tutties, and get us to 20 points. And that means our defense has to go crazy.
Absolutely bonkers. The defense would
Go
have to
bonkers.
Go bonkers. Yeah.
I will put us at 20-17, winning OU Texas.
I'm going to say this because I said it during the Tennessee week. I normally get feelings about games. I have no feeling.
Well,
about
look what
this
happened
game.
at Tennessee.
And that's the thing. We'll look at it to see. That's the thing. But
Yeah.
that was the only time I've ever not felt anything, and we've lost. And in hindsight, if we started Michael Hawkins, we most likely would have won that game. So it's weird. I don't know. Me and Kylan, I think we were talking about this, but like, maybe it was you.
No,
I
it was
don't.
me.
Okay, I don't feel anything, and that could either mean we're gonna get our ass beat or we're gonna win. I don't really think there's any in between. But I agree with you on the low scoring. We would not win in a shootout with Texas. We don't. Their defense is too good and our offense is too ass. That's just like straight up. That like honestly like that's just how it is. I could have used a better word. Maybe just bad. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But I, as an OU fan, I have to pick OU, and I do think a lot of this game is based on emotions. So we can talk about how good their stats are, and we've already said that earlier in the pod, but they're negligent. I like OU. I think we get 2 offensive touchdowns, and I think we get a defensive touchdown, and I think we get a field goal. So I like 24 to 20 OU. I think Texas scores 2 tutties and a field goal, and I think we win.
I think we win.
We're trying to think of extenuating
No.
circumstances.
I know, because it will be. It will be. It always is with OU Texas. It's always an extenuating circumstance. The last 5 years, except for Davis Bevel's masterclass, have shown that. I want to say OU wins off of like I'm going to say something crazy. 53-yard field goal.
Oh my gosh, who's gonna make it?
Bro, we would.
By-
that
is
wouldn't even
Kellner
work.
in?
Wait,
That wouldn't work, bro.
Yeah,
we
you're
would
up
be
by-
winning
You're
anyway.
up by 4.
A 53-yard
Wait,
bomb from Michael
okay,
Hawkins.
okay. Let me cook.
Just change it to 21, bro.
Change it to 21. I want Texas at 21. No, 24-21.
All right.
We're tied.
24-21. Who makes the field? Because it's right now there is literally a 50-50 a field goal kicker battle. Like in
Schmidt's not
in
making
practice,
it
it's Schmidt and Keltner 50-50 having a battle every practice.
Give me Schmidt.
Okay. I heard that. What's
me
crazy
Schmidt.
when you say that on the radio this morning, I heard them saying like, I would, if I had to send somebody out there for this situation, I'm sending Zach Schmidt out there, which is crazy to say, but yeah, you're not the first person to say it.
Good.
By Zach Schmidt. I want to add a kicker to mine too, because now that we're doing this,
It makes it more fun.
I think we win 20-17. I think Texas gets the ball with a few minutes left, and they drive down the field.
Missed the kick.
We get a 4th down goal line stand.
Oh my!
Steve Sarkisian.
On their own side, because the way we do it is they always pick. That way you're scoring on your own side.
Steve
Both teams do it.
Sarkisian doesn't even want to send it to overtime. He plays aggressive. He goes for the 4th and goal.
I'll jump off the stadium.
And Deshaun McCullough holds that up, crawls on the ground and holds that up. And
The whole sideline
Yes.
runs to him.
No, and not just the whole sideline, the whole student section, everybody runs.
Do we rush, bro?
Oh,
No.
if we win in that situation, a goal line stand,
Yeah.
we rush the field.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What do you think, Kylan? Come up with some crazy scenario. Because OU
It's
winning
gonna have to be.
OU winning is a crazy
Yeah.
scenario. So
But yeah, I mean, every year is literally a crazy scenario. 4 OTs, game-winning drives, crazy
Deshaun.
kicks.
Deshaun crawls on the ground and holds up this. All right,
If you get that right,
dude, that would be insane. It's
Yeah.
like that's like way too accurate.
FBI's gonna come.
Yeah.
Golly, dude, I don't even after. Oh boy. Okay. I mean, like you said, you got to roll. And I don't even like. I'm not even saying this like, oh, I think Texas is gonna win. I think OU. I just think we're gonna pull it out.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's OU bias, obviously. Come on, but still, I don't think it's gonna be. I feel like we might score a couple more times. I feel like we're gonna force like a fumble or something like real close. I feel like we're gonna get a lot of like something's gonna happen. Like Steve Sarkisian is gonna be very aggressive, and it's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna go for it like on his own 20, and he's gonna be like, "We can get it," and it's gonna be like 4th and 3.
Yeah.
Like, we can get this. Stop, and then we get the ball, we score. So I'm going. Oh, dude, I don't know, bro. This is tough.
It's hard.
I'm going I'm going 31
Ooh.
to 29.
You think we?
The Michael Hawkins believer. The Michael
he,
Hawkins believer.
Yeah, he believed.
And-
yeah.
Hold on.
Wait, how did they score a safety?
I don't.
Wait.
Dude, I'm
Yeah,
trying to
they
figure-
get 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals, and a safety.
I believe a safety.
Yeah, I could.
All right, yeah, I'm sticking with safety. Actually, no, I'm not going. No safety.
Oh, I was right
No-
on safety.
No safety. No safety. Hold on. Let me cook. Let me cook up this.
27.
I'm going 30. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Let me hold on. I'm giving Texas 20. 26. And I'm giving us
with the safety. Is my math off?
no
No,
safety.
no. You can
no
have 3
safety.
field goals and
That's what I'm saying,
2
yeah.
touchdowns. Yeah. Okay.
Golly. Actually, run it back to the first one. 31-29. We score. How would we score?
How do we score 30? We get a safety.
But I want this circumstance to be we win on a Michael Hawkins 2-point conversion to win the game.
Okay, flips in the end zone.
Yes.
Okay.
I see the
Okay.
vision.
So
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out
Okay.
how.
No.
Give me 30-29. Give me 30-29.
30-29. Okay, so the last drive of the game,
Superman.
it's 29-22.
Yes.
Yes.
How do we
And-
score 22? We have to have a safety.
We have to have a field goal and a safety.
I have it.
2 touchdowns,
I have
field
it.
goal and a safety.
The score, I have it. The score is 29-14. Okay.
Okay.
And there's like 6 minutes left. Mike goes down and scores, and we go for 2
Okay.
On a bomb.
on a bomb.
On a
Like,
bomb.
we're going crazy.
Bon voyage!
We're back in the game. We're
Bon
back in the game.
voyage!
It's 29-22 because we go for 2 and
That's
we get
facts.
it. Just a casual fullback dive.
They
I
get the
don't know.
ball. They're trying to run the clock out.
but they can't.
But then our Mason Thomas.
Uh-huh.
Do we onside kick it?
No, we onside kick, but we don't get the ball back.
Oh.
They try
bomb.
and throw the ball. Our Mason takeover swipes the ball out of court.
Army SWAT.
They're driving. They're on our side, gonna score. Our Mason swats the ball. We got 2 minutes left.
No timeouts.
No timeouts. Legacy drive. We score.
Now it's a 2-minute.
BV.
Now it's 2 minutes. And we go down the score. We got to get 8.
We got to get 8.
Or we can get 7 and tie the game,
but
but
BV said, nah.
let's send them out there. And so we score Tutty, touchdown, plus Mike flip on a 2-point.
Yep.
Wow. That is the most ridiculous. If we get this right,
If any one of these happen, I will go berserk.
Uh-huh.
so our options right now, can we just go through them?
All right, yeah, so
To
okay.
end it, here we go.
It's so ridiculous.
Here are the options. Colby says that we're going to win 24-21 on a 53-yard field goal by Zach Schmidt.
Yes.
I say we're going to win 20-17 on a goal line stand when Texas gets aggressive and tries to win the game. Deshaun crawls on the ground and holds up his fist in the air after the 4th down stop. Kylan says that the score is going to be 29-14. Mike's going to, with like 6 minutes left, Mike's going to throw a bomb and get a 2-point conversion. It's going to be 29-22. Our Mason is going to swat the ball out of the air on the defensive drive. Now it's a 2-minute. It's 30-22. We're going to score a touchdown on that 2-minute drive. Mike's going to flip into
add
the
this
end zone
in
on
here.
a 2-point conversion.
It's going to be an option play. He's
Okay.
going to fake the pitch.
Option.
Defender's going to bite on the fake pitch.
Fake.
But then Anthony Hill
Why is this so
Jr.
funny?
is going to come around. He thinks he has Mike dead to rights. Mike flips over Anthony Hill and barely reaches the ball across. It's
Do you,
good.
do you call it a 3-minute? The refs look 3 minutes at it to review for the touchdown.
It goes to New York.
They originally don't call it.
say
They originally
he's
don't
not
call
in.
it.
We throw the challenge flag, but it's getting reviewed. Oh my! That's
Okay.
Yep. Got it. Mark it. Stamp it.
All right, bet.
That's ridiculous.
No, that's totally fair. Here's the thing.
You have to be
is
ridiculous with this game.
facts.
That's the thing. You have to be ridiculous.
Not
with it.
only that, but I think picking OU to win in itself is just crazy.
ridiculous.
So it's like the only scenarios in which we win are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it is.
Yeah.
If Texas wins, it's like, oh, they probably just beat us. But if OU wins, it's like, oh, we went crazy.
Yeah.
So I agree with all these. I think one of them will happen. I think one will happen.
I hope it's the Michael.
That's what's crazy is like,
No,
Yeah.
I hope it's the Deshaun.
the way we win is this one.
That would
Dude,
be
I want
so
Zach
fire.
Schmidt.
Bro, Zach, that would be legacy.
Zach Schmidt going
I
out
will
there.
take back every negative thing I've ever.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. You make something like that.
53-yarder from the 43-yard line.
Bomb.
Oh, all the girls in there. He's
You
kicking
see
Zach.
Yeah.
They're crying. They're
And it's a dinker. It hits
Oh,
off the bottom.
I'll add that. I'll add that.
dinker off the no off the left side. The left side. The left side.
Left.
He gets
The left
hoisted
side.
up.
Yeah.
Zach.
And he's like,
He's like, I got to do my engineering homework.
guys, can we get back to the hotel? I'm trying to put on this golden hat. I gotta get some.
Not even
I do my assignment. Not even emotion.
That's fire. These are great predictions.
Oh
No,
my
I
gosh.
actually his emotion is this right here. He pumps his
He
fist.
runs
Nothing
his
else.
fist.
He's not going on the sideline making every Swiss cheese. He's pumping his fist. Wait, actually make it that. He makes
puts on the
every
ski
time
mask.
Texas skyline Swiss cheese. Just put makes Texas sideline Swiss cheese.
Makes Texas sideline Swiss cheese. Perfect.
With the ski mask.
Yep.
Whiskey.
Whiskey mask.
Deshaun puts on his one slim chain on Zach Schmidt.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Kirk Cousins. It's Zach Schmidt. He's in the
On the
locker.
plane right
No. Even better. I got to. The chain is going to be Jalil Farouk's chain. It says Rook. Plus Rook chain.
Rook chain.
Yeah, he has that. He does. He does in fact own that.
Oh my god. Oh,
Well, I think one of
I
them's going
mean-
to come through. I think we did a great job. I think we covered all of our bases here.
Yeah, we
There's
did.
no way that we win and one of these doesn't happen. That's the thing.
Yeah.
We covered all the bases.
This has got to be like a reel or something that we have to post this.
oh dude. But anyway, pod. Exciting week.
Yeah.
We got OU Texas. We're leaving tomorrow. Well,
Oh, tomorrow's Thursday.
yeah.
Are y'all leaving Thursday night?
Yeah.
Kylan is. I might be.
Maybe.
I think as of now, yes. Hannah said, yeah. There's a good chance. So
That's
there's a
crazy.
good chance I'll be leaving tomorrow.
That's actually insane. I'm gonna be all by myself.
You won't be. You'll be at Callaway.
Yeah, I will. Friday morning, I'll be leaving.
Are y'all flying or driving?
Depends.
Y'all flew last
Half
year.
of us go with the bus, and half of us go with the team.
The bus.
The bus.
The bus.
Bus crew.
Bus crew.
Greyhound crew.
Greyhound crew.
City Link, bro. They on the City Link. bro, gotta give him a token.
You just sit next to a guy like this.
No, we're on the crosstown flyer. The
You
train.
weren't heard of football change. You didn't. A football changed my life. Can you give me? I'm sorry.
Just $1, please. Just $1. All I need is $1. I love that one. Is that speed? All I need $1.
I think it is.
All I need $1. Just $1, please. Just $1. Yeah, that's who I'm gonna be sitting next to on the way to OU.
That's so
Texas.
insane.
Is $1. Hold on. Speed.
Just $1.
I won't even play because my thing is connected to there. All right. But anyway, we're gonna get out of here. We gotta go to Sam's.
Yeah, and we got some
I'm getting hungry.
We got
real
work to do.
stuff to
We got
do.
work to do. We got real grown man stuff to do. but
gosh.
appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll
Yeah.
see y'all
Thanks, Bob.
on Sunday.
Yep.
Thanks, Bod.
Peace, pod.
Peace.